All right. We're going to try to speed this up a little bit. Episode 2, the Jenna thing.
Because we're only on episode 2.
Yes.
We already went through one video.
Who was Allie actually seeing that summer? Who the hell was this lifeguard that they were friggin' referring to?
Yeah.
Yes, that lifeguard. Boy, he can blah, blah, blah. Rescue me any day. Who the fuck was that?
She got around. She was a little whore. At 14, 15 years old. Seriously.
This is not a question, but more like an observation. But there's a lot of, obviously because Rose would, but there's a lot of Rose references in this show.
And a lot. I was watching last night. A lot of Arya, Spencer, a lot of their outfits have roses on it. Mm-hmm. A lot of their outfits have roses on it.
And we have April Rose, which was the name that, something with Garrett's mother being in the hospital. The bracelet, that was it. The Apple Rose Grill was where they were sitting in this episode, where, what do you call? Yeah. They were all sitting there. Yeah. Anyway.
Rosewood.
Amber Rose lipstick. Rose, yeah.
Rosewood. They're always wearing roses.
Toffee Tango. Like,
yeah, just a bunch of stuff being, like, thrown around. Like, all those things. What are those clues to?
Okay, obviously, that was not a stink bomb that was blasting that garage off the fucking foundation. Sorry. Because...
Did Allison know? Did she not know? Because you could see. You look at that thing. It's obviously a stick of fucking dynamite. It's not a fucking stink bomb. A stink bomb's like, aren't they like round and they just got like a little thing at the bottom? Like, that was literally like a cartoon stick of dynamite. Like, it was like this and it had like a big flare coming from it. Like, you gotta be an idiot to not know that. So, like, did she know? Did she not know? What the hell did she see when she opened that door? Because she saw something and it wasn't, she could sit there and say it was Toby and blah, blah, blah. It was not that. I doubt that it was Toby and Jenna making out or doing whatever.
Or did she
because why would Toby not get burned?
Or did she open it and she seen Jenna in there like, oh, fuck.
But why would she continue to throw it?
She threw. I thought it was after she threw it.
It might have been after she threw it. But regardless, what did she see in there? That's what we're trying to make the point of. What did she see?
Spencer, Ren, Melissa, and Peter Hastings flapping his Peter around all went out to dinner together. And Spencer asked for a vodka soda. That was one observation that was made with Ren.
But here's the thing.
Because then Ren ordered one.
We all sat there and we're like, oh, Ren ordered vodka soda and Ren drinks vodka soda. But could we just point out that Spencer was the one who asked for it, and the only reason that he ordered it
was so that he could share it with her. Right.
He could share it with her.
Right.
So that
I don't know what I mean by that, so I'm just going to skip that one.
What did you say?
I said, what the hell was Mona doing crawling around looking in windows on ladders? I don't remember what the fuck that meant.
That damn Mona.
That goddamn Mona. Okay. Why the hell did she care about Emily's and Aria's relationships? How did that infiltrate her friendship with Hannah?
And speaking of, she says that she's doing this because they took Hannah away from her.
Before.
You pushed those girls
You pushed them together because it started before the fucking funeral. Like, at the funeral...
When you and Hannah were still friends. You and Hannah sat there and gave Aria the wavy thing. Like, in the classroom, the first episode. I'm better than you.
Exactly.
So, no, you guys were still friends.
So it does not make any sense whatsoever. Exactly.
So that's not at all... I don't care what you say, that is not your motive.
A creeper thing to this episode, and you could sit there and say, oh my god, maybe he just wanted to go see a fucking movie by himself. Well, fuck you. Was creepy. Because that was fucking weird that he was going to see... I don't.
I would never go see a movie by myself.
I don't.
Who? Well, she's a creep, though. That's creepy when you say
Mommy does.
That's creepy.
Okay. The biggest thing out of this fucking episode was Ren Kingston stating to Spencer something was mentioned in Latin. And his response was, he said something to her in Latin. And he goes, that's the only Latin that I remember. Well, Mr. Kingston, doctor, like that's on the fucking police board.
Now, correct us if we're wrong. If you're out there and you're a med student...
Screw you if you think that you're wrong. Because I had to know Latin when I was going into nursing school, for Christ's sake. All medical is derived from Latin and Greek.
So he would have had to have taken.
So he had to, at the very
Not big Latin,
least,
just Latin.
I said Latin. I didn't say
at the
Latin.
very least, he'd have to know something
Basics.
more. The basics, exactly. Not
He
sit
wouldn't
there
have
and
just
be like,
remembered up yours. That wouldn't
exactly.
have been the only thing he remembered.
So
If
it's
the
kind
doctor
of
was real.
exactly. It's kind of the whole doctor thing in the quotations. Not to
I
mention
think that
not
that's,
knowing.
we're going to find out that was a big clue.
Absolutely. Not to mention not knowing how to spell diagnosis. Not to mention every single medical facility, there's Ren.
Like,
in
and
your
don't
face.
get us wrong.
Need
We
a psychiatrist?
understand.
Call Ren.
Don't get us
Need
wrong.
a baby
We
doctor?
understand.
Call Ren.
We understand that not all doctors are going to be fucking,
Not
spelling bee
saying that you have to be
champions.
amazing in Latin, but
Or spelling bee champions.
But
Like, okay,
diagnosis?
to misspell something, like, okay, but diagnosis is something that you use every single day
as a doctor.
as a doctor. That would be like misspelling, like,
Pizza.
da-
As a waitress.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's what I said. Like, that would be like misspelling, like, spaghetti, or, well, I really don't know how to spell spaghetti, so.
G-H-E-T-T-I.
I didn't say
Yeah, but
H.
you don't have a doctor.
There's an H in there.
I
sometimes.
only have a high school education, okay, people?
it
I'm
wasn't
sure if
even-
I went to college, I'd know how to
12, it
spell.
wasn't even a 12th grade.
It has
education.
nothing even to do with that. Nobody is questioning your intelligence. For those of you out there
But I'm
who
just
think that I
saying,
fucking
though,
say
you
that I'm
should
smarter
know.
than Megan, I do not. But nobody is.
are.
I'm not smarter
Megan.
than you. We have different.
No, 70% of this house is smarter than Megan.
Sarah.
It's true. I'd be the first to admit it. I'm
sorry.
smart when it comes to different things. Like, there's certain things that, like, I would know, like,
Let's put it
I'd
this
have more
way.
common sense at.
Let's
like,
put it this way. You are phenomenal at theorizing, okay?
I am good.
What am I
So
good
don't
at? Could
worry
you give me a
about it.
compliment?
I'm not worried. I know that there's things that I'm better at than you are.
That's
What
what,
am
I'm
I
But
saying.
I'm saying you're
Gianna?
in all reality, book smart. I go to you. I'm like, excuse me, what does this mean? How do I spell this? I'm not. I know that.
Who cares?
I don't care. I don't
If
at all.
anyone
I know that
cares,
there's
they
no.
can kiss
I'm
off.
just saying. I know that there's things that you're better at and I'm better at. That's what makes us
I'll take a
a
compliment
good.
over here.
We love you.
You're good at
Oh.
makeup
You're great at makeup.
You guys suck.
and good at One Tree Hill knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, go.
That I'll give it to you. That I'll
Okay.
give it to you.
All right. Now, this notebook sucks, so.
Megan, you just
Episode-
made it shitty.
Episode
That was-
1-3, To Kill a Mockingbird, literally 3 things out of this episode. Why? Now, you wrote this, so why did Toby take the blame?
Why did Toby take the blame if he was the victim? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I understand he wouldn't want anybody knowing that about him and Jenna. Like, I get it. But he was the victim. He was the victim,
He
and there's proof
absolutely
out there that
was.
shows that he was the victim.
He absolutely was. I felt terrible for Toby.
Like,
in the first
if
season.
somebody sees those videos, like, which is another thing, is anybody ever going to see those videos? Is Allison ever going to get any kind of repercussions for throwing that dynamite in at Jenna? Is Jenna ever going to get in trouble for doing the things that she did to Toby? Like, are these people ever going to get punished for the things that they did in the past that's going to eventually come out? Like,
Exactly.
I want that to happen. I want to make sure people
Exactly.
get punished. But why would he take the blame for that when... I don't
Which
know.
one
And
are you talking
time-
about? Taking the blame
Taking
for...
the blame for the Jenna thing.
And tying in with that, why did Jenna not defend him and say that it wasn't him?
And why did Jenna not defend him and say it wasn't him? Especially considering they're sitting there saying, like, oh, you know, she has all this proof on blah, blah, blah,
Right.
this and that. But at that time, Jenna didn't know that she had the proof.
No.
Because she didn't know that she had the
Now,
proof until she came to
what
see her
I'm
in the
thinking,
hospital,
do
which
you
was right
think-
after Georgia.
But do you think that, like you guys said, maybe this could have been completely from the beginning? We knew Allie had A from the beginning. Do you think somebody was blackmailing them into not saying something?
But we didn't find that out till the second season.
I don't
about
think.
Allie.
I
Let me
know.
tell you something. No, here's going to be my point. I don't think what she had on Jenna and Toby at that point was
Was the whole brother
them
sister?
having
Yeah.
an affair or whatever. I think that she had something else on them. I think that's why he took the blame, because they had something different. Like when she says, "Oh, when she finds out the truth about you, blah blah blah,"
Yeah, and that's coming up.
about you,
Yeah.
not about us,
Not
about you.
Exactly.
So we'll talk about that in
Or
another
maybe he
thing.
used to torture cats in the backyard or something.
It's
He looked
possible.
like that.
He very much could have. Who knows? The third and final thing from To Kill a Mockingbird is that Emily is being confronted in the locker room by Ben in a creepy fucking way. He's trying to
She
get
thinks
her to
somebody
do
is in there to
shit.
begin with before Ben even shows
Right.
up.
He's trying to get her to do shit that she doesn't want to do, but she does think that there's somebody's in there at first. And then Toby saves the day in the girls' locker room.
Why was Toby in the girls' locker room? Was he spying on her to begin with?
Exactly.
He saves the day. Nobody thinks about that.
I don't know. I'm a Toby fan.
No.
I'm a Toby fan.
Not
I
anymore.
can't believe that he does anything
Not
wrong.
anymore.
No,
Especially going back and watching, he does a lot of creepy shit that we overlooked, and I trust me.
But do you think it's creepy shit, or do you think he's just shady because he
No,
knows the
creepy
way people
shit.
look? Do you think he's just sneaking
He
around
says a
because
lot
he
of creepy
knows the
shit.
way people are, like, look at him? They think he's done
Alright.
so much wrong.
1-4. Can you hear me now?
Let's
Spencer
blast through it.
blocks calls and messages from unknown numbers. We've discussed this in other videos. We know this. Ren tries.
Why would she
contacting
not
her.
have Ren's contact information when she's tried contacting him to try and get him to tell them, like try and tell his sister that she didn't have anything to do with it? So she goes and visits him because he's not answering her calls or anything. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
so something's up with that.
One of the first things that could have clued us into Mona being revealed as A in season 2 is the Wizard of Oz references, and one of them is mentioned here. Ding dong, the bitch is dead.
Ding
And
dong,
then-
the bitch is dead. And then later in that episode,
It's not in this episode, but it's lions and tigers and bitches.
in
Oh
that
my!
in that one, and then
Right,
she says,
and then she says,
"Oh, what are Hermie on the way to see Oz so you can get a penis or whatever."
Yes, exactly. So
You guys completely, like, I know this is going back one, but the whole Ren thing, like, he broke into her house.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he broke into her house and
Yeah.
everything. He was. I think he was there, and that was his way of covering it up. I think he
Pretending
broke
to be
into.
drunk.
Yeah,
Right,
pretending to be drunk.
pretending to be drunk. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't
Exactly.
think he was really drunk to begin with. I think he broke into her house, got caught, and he was just pretending. That was his way of pretending to, you know.
It just there's
make
just there's just funny shit that I wrote down, and we have to get through this video, so we're gonna ignore that. Okay, 1-5. Reality bites me. Number 1, what is Mona's motive?
Why is
Honestly.
she meddling with the parents' relationships?
It just doesn't make sense.
Like, I can understand how that affects the girls, but at the same time, like,
It has nothing to do with
it doesn't have.
It has nothing to
with the
do
girls.
with infiltrating your relationship with him.
Yeah.
And in this episode, first of all, in the pilot, or maybe the second episode, Emily says something to the effect of, yeah, Toby
It's
Kavanaugh.
the second one because he wasn't in
he's-
the first one.
Yes, okay, it's the second one. Where she's talking with, so I don't fucking know who the hell she's talking to, but she says, Toby Kavanaugh, he's an older boy who used to go here.
Yeah.
Or he's an older whatever. And then there he is sitting in the class
Talking
with
to Maya.
Emily. She was talking to Emily.
Yeah, like he sits there. She says, like, oh, you know, he's an older boy that used to go here. How old is he? Like, how old is he? And then he sits there and says to Spencer, says to him in a later episode that I just watched, says like, oh, you know, well, why don't you come back to school and blah blah blah. And he goes, no, I told you I'm gonna get my GED. So he was meant to be in high school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then drops out, and he just is
He's
going to
probably
do his
like a year
GED.
older than him. Because you only have to be 16 and drop out of high school.
Okay, if he's a year older than him, how is he a cop already? That's what I'm saying.
I
They're,
mean, he
these
could be-
girls
he
are
could be-
17,
he
18. Like,
Okay, well, he could be 18 years old. All he's got to do, it's only, the police academy is only
that
a
confuses
year.
me. That confuses
Yeah,
me. And it's a year, but it only took him. But it
It's
took
a year,
him 2 months.
but it took him
less than 2 months.
less than 2 months.
Less
It took
than
like
2
2
months.
weeks. He was
He
graduating.
graduated already. It
He's
literally-
already graduated.
not
He's
even
working
gonna
on
be-
cases
Yeah, but we don't
already.
know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know the time gap. Like,
We
what
do
was
know the time gap because right now he was a cop by the what was it? He decided in the Thanksgiving episode or the Christmas episode.
He said that he was going to join the police force in the beginning of season 5.
Yeah.
And by the time that Mona was dead, he was already a cop.
Okay, so what was happening?
That
at the
was like a
beginning of season 5?
2 month period.
It was more than 2 months.
Nope.
No, because they were
No.
seniors.
They were hold on.